Hi guys, and welcome to success4.com and Covert Coaching. This week Mark has gone missing. We lost him. We went on an adventure. Mark didn't come back, but he did find a gold ring.
It's been to Mordor.
Yes, he did.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know where that is. I think it's southern France. He's there messing about. So this week on Covert Coaching, we're just going to go... We've sat there and thought, what should we do for Covert Coaching? And then we come up with the genius idea of Googling it. Who would have thought?
Technology, the wonderful age.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go through some self-development stuff and answer some questions on it. So here we go.
So what have we got?
Right, so 10 horrible habits you're, not me, you're doing right now. I don't do any of these. I do other habits.
I bet you do all of these.
I do more than that. Right now, that are draining your energy. How's your energy levels?
It's very low. We had this conversation.
Yeah, we did, but you have had a Lucozade. You're allowed Lucozade?
2 now, yeah.
2?
2,
Cheating now.
Trying to keep it going, but it's not working, so maybe I'll learn something here.
Well, maybe one of these reasons are why
that
your energy is low other than the lack of Lucozade.
Well,
so, worrying about what is out of your control. How do you know when something's out of your control or not?
Isn't that half the battle, though? You try and get everything into a manageable state, and it just doesn't work. You can't. I'm guilty of that. I think with me, with that question, I try and fill up my plate too much,
Yeah.
And then by design, everything just slowly gets away from me, and then you try and recover it back even more, and it just escalates and escalates.
How do you know when something's out of your control? When do you just go that noise as well? You got.
I think you get to that point. You know you're trying to claw back something that's completely unachievable.
Yeah.
Even if you then continue again, it's out of control. You just go, right, I'm in for a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah.
Gonna carry on.
Like a relationship.
Yeah.
Some of them, not all of them. Most of them.
Tumbleweed that one.
But if you know when something's gone, you've got to let it go. So what do you do when you realise, okay, enough's enough? How do you cut it off and go, right, I'm not going to worry about this, it's out of my control, I am either going to go with it or drop it?
I would probably, I'm a very stubborn person anyway, as you probably may know, but at that point it may be time to ask for help.
Yeah. It's
bringing in other people. You've got all of these things. So you're like, right, can you do this? Can you do that? And then we'll manage it break it into chunks, and then you get your own energy back.
Yeah.
And then, in a weird way, I suppose it's like waves and tides, whatever the expression is. You kind of divvy out all of these things, and then they help you gain control again. And then by this weird design, you then try and take over everything again, because you think, right, I'm back now.
Yeah, I've had a break.
And then I'm going to try again. So it's keeping that balance.
The case of just being able to let go.
Yeah.
And let other people do their job. It's really, really difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with what we do. We edit a lot of footage. Mm-hmm. So everyone sees a different edit a different way. So that's quite a hard thing, is when you see an edit, it looks fine, or someone else sees it in a different way. And it's this kind of like, you become like a button pusher, not pressure. Pusher for a little while.
Pressure pusher.
So like worrying about things out of your control, I worry about everything. I suffer quite badly from OCD and pure OCD, so I worry about things that never even happened. Like they're probably like 99.9% unlikely to happen. Yeah. And I'd still worry about those things happening, and I have to get reassurance. It's not. I think a lot of people with creative minds have that worrying, because they're able to see a big picture. So therefore, everything within that big picture can be quite daunting. Or if you can see all the good things that happen, you can also see all the bad things that happen. And that's quite it's not a very nice way to live, to be honest. And you have to learn to sort of just go, there you go.
Enough now, break it away. And we'll possibly come back to that. Whatever you need to come back to when you're refreshed.
Yeah. And you do need a break, you need a breather.
Yeah.
And like regular breathers as well. So what's the next one? Always being a perfectionist.
Well, yes, you are, aren't you?
Well, yeah, I would say I'm probably a bit of a perfectionist. I don't know. I have to get things finished. Mm-hmm. Am I a perfectionist? I'm less so than I was.
Okay.
Yeah, more of like, just get it done. It's better than perfect now. Much better than it used to be. But it depends what it is.
Yeah.
If it's my thing, then yeah. If it's someone else's, less so.
I'm really bad for that stuff like photography, I have to say. Now it's coming to my head.
Yeah.
I can Photoshop one photo forever.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, God,
it gets to the point where I'm just playing with a couple of pixels and people are going, just stop. It's fine. I'm like, no, it must be exactly like this before I send it out.
Do you have any traits of OCD then with that? Like when you're at home?
Yeah.
Is that something that, what do you feel like is going to happen if it isn't perfect? Like, is your head going to blow up?
A little bit. It's very strange because I think internally I know that it's fine. But something to me, I'll put it out there, like a poster, for example, and I'll just look at it and go, yeah, could have done that better.
Really?
So, yeah. I've done that before, and I've even gone back to re-edit a photo.
Sure.
And it's gone out there and I've just overlaid another one. No one's going to know the difference. It's like, but to me, it's it's done, I can chill now.
Yeah.
It's a
that's a very kind of OCD thing about it. I used to be like that. I'm less so now because what I learned to do is just I don't watch anything back of mine, really. I don't tend to watch interviews I do. I don't tend to watch too much. I'll watch it when I put it up because I'm editing it. And I'll put it up, but I don't tend to go back and watch too much of my own stuff.
Okay.
Because it just... Well, no, what I do is I tend to give it a long time.
Yes.
So if you go back a year after you've produced a film, you can kind of watch it subjectively and go enjoy it as a film, not all the processes and all the horribleness and every shot that you remember out and every bird tweet in the background you wanted to get rid of. Yeah. You don't see it. So you give yourself time away from. I used to do this in music when I produced a lot of music. I used to get in the car and put a tape cassette in the old car. Yeah, and drive around with it in different places. Yeah, because it distracts you from the screen with all the edits and that's all you see half the time. So do you give yourself time to sort of get away from the perfectionist? Does that help?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I think for people watching. Like I'm never going to take my own advice, but I think you don't need to take your own advice. No,
other people's advice.
But for other people, it would be just to get, if it's a project or even just a business strategy, whatever it is, just get it done. Yeah, it's got to be done well. But there's a certain point where you have to go, look, I need to get it done and move on, and then just learn from that experience for the next time to make that product better, and then you can look back on the other one and go, well, it wasn't perfect. But it was a solid stepping stone to this.
That one,
and
perfect.
that's
progression, not perfection. Yeah,
good word use. Yes.
And you're on your way to getting somewhere further and further. When we look back on the early ones of these we did, they're not as good as now, and we look back on these ones and think in 10 years' time and think,
and go, what were we doing?
You still got to do the steps. You can't jump from the bottom step to the top step. You cut your lip open. That's an analogy.
It would be great just to jump. To the perfection state.
So anyone watching this, and they just get it done and get it out there. The worst thing is to spend like 6 months of your life on a bit of music and an EP or an album, and then no one ever hears it. It's in the drawer, and you've got bored of it. I always thought things were in the moment, and you get bored of things after 6 months of working on it. You think, oh God, I can't. And you work on things a lot longer than I do. You must think 6 months in, just think, oh, it's become a job now.
Yeah.
It's
a chore. It's literally goes. You're excited at the start of something, and then it just carries on, and you get just sick of it. You're like, I kind of want to stop, but I've got to finish. So I'm just going to slog through it.
But that's different with creativism. And like business is slightly different, but being creative, half the point in the creative flow is that you are excited about it. When you're not excited about it, you will just think, oh, I'll just put that bit on there. So what's the next one? Getting sucked up in what others care about. So in their problems, there will always be people talking or complaining about something when it is an event or a situation that you do not care about. Getting caught up in it is draining. So other people's problems. Yeah. Do you find that you get caught up in other people's issues and problems?
Not so much now. I used to quite a lot. I think that links to number 2, you know. Yeah. You're such a perfectionist that you want to perfect everybody else's lives whilst you're at it because you're God. I can do everything. Then you quickly realise that ain't going to happen.
And it just some people like drama. Yeah. Some people love the drama of it, so they want you there dicking about in their drama. So they're not looking to have anything solved. They're looking to just enjoy the drama of it, and the more people involved, the better. It's like a battle royale. So do you find yourself getting less involved now. As I got older, I find myself less involved.
Yeah, it's a bit of that, and I would say for me, it's a bit of a time aspect as well. I don't mean to sound nasty, but you've got to look after yourself and what you're doing, and if you can do that, you then again, it's one of those weird things that happens in the world. If you look after yourself, you may then become able to be in a position where you may help somebody else. Yeah. But if you're going around trying to micromanaging every little piece of your friends' aspects of their life, it's like you've got your own to look after, mate. So look after number one first, and then everything else will come in its own time.
It's boundaries, isn't it? I've learned over the last few years boundaries, and actually only really caring, like wanting to help two or three people. Yeah. I'll give up like people opportunities to do stuff, but I won't try and sort of lead a horse to water and make it drink. I'll just show it where the river is now. If they fancy having a drink, but I won't listen to them if they tell me they're thirsty. I'll show you where it was. All of these are good analogies. It's all good analogies.
Gonna have to have an analogy corner at this rate.
Well, so that's different. Yeah. So wasting a lot of time on other people's drama, which does happen, especially in the film industry, especially around here. Yeah. A lot of drama for no reason, which you would understand because everybody's in dramatics. Yeah. So you've got a lot of actors, a lot of performers performing constantly and not turning off when the camera goes off.
Yeah.
So helping people who don't want to be helped, I think we just covered that.
Yeah, we kind of did, didn't we?
But they say they want to be helped, though. A lot of them will say they want to be helped. I think that's what it means. That you might have a loved one that's going through a hard time. It is important to support them however you can. That being said, you cannot change them. The change has to come internally. I mean, I think that means emotionally, not like just like switch your inputs around.
As I was saying to you before, I've come across a lot of this where I've wanted to help people, particularly in their creative aspects, artists, photographers, other filmmakers, and I've gone, look, you've got a God-given talent there. Please use it in a constructive way. I know you're not going to, again, linking other points, you're not going to be Steven Spielberg straight away.
No.
You've got to build. But please do something about it and show people your work. That's another thing that happens quite a lot. They'll go through all of this and then go, oh, it's not good enough. I'll put that in the drawer and then I'll try and be a perfectionist for the next time. It's like, well, if you don't show people that one, you're not going to learn how to get to that thing. And then all of these projects are just going to go in the drawer.
Of course they are. Yeah.
So,
and it is the other thing that you sort of mentioned there is a lot of people don't put the importance on, like you said, that some people have got God-given talent, but for some people, they don't really want to do that. They can get. I've had the most amazing singers, beautiful voices, but they don't want to sing. They want to be a fireman. It's a fireman and a farmer mixed up. A fireman, they want to be a fireman and a farmer, but they don't want to do it. And you think, oh, I'd love to be able to sing like you. I'd be sitting there at the piano singing away, but they don't. It's not a thing that they want to do, and that's quite frustrating when you work so hard at actually culminating a skill, and they just do it anyway and don't really want to do it, and they're like good at it. And you think, oh God, brilliant. And that's frustrating, isn't it?
That's one of my biggest ones on this list, probably.
Well,
draining my energy, not physically, just mentally. Just sitting there going, these people could be millionaires by now, and it's
but you spend all your time not doing it for yourself. I mean, you can have all the skill and talent in the world, but if you don't apply it and don't work with it, then it's pointless. It's absolutely pointless. Paying undue attention to all the subtle actions and words of others. I think a lot of these cross over, but the subtle actions, that is basically worrying about the little subtleties. Did I upset that person? I'm bad for this. Did I upset that person? Especially social media, because you don't know the tone of an email at all. You have no idea. And you read the email and you think, oh, they're angry at me. And then you realise they're not at all. Were busy. Or
as a question, if you send an email off or a text message and it gets like a day, 2 days after and they haven't replied, do you kind of then go, oh my God, what have I done?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, and then you start trying to apologise for a message and they're like, it's fine, I was just at work.
Exactly. Do that and you get yourself in all sorts of trouble. It's worrying far too much. I think a lot of people will be watching this would feel the same. They over apologise, they over complicate something, and they look into things, especially with silence. We're not very good at sitting in silence and waiting for an email to come. I'm much better now.
It's a busy world now. And we're in a very constant, especially with mobile phones, people expect a response after you straight away. It's like, no, that's not the way it works.
You've read it. I've seen it. You've read it. Well, I might have read it, but I wasn't taking it in.
Yeah,
to be honest. I don't remember reading that message.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that just because the little thing goes down and goes, they've read it, it doesn't mean that they're taking it in, and you know that as well, because you do the same thing. So it doesn't mean that... I think there's a sort of a sense of narcissism in there. We all think we're the centre of the world, and then realise, actually, this person doesn't really care. Especially when you put out work and you expect the world to go... Because you don't expect it, but you subtly, in your underneath it, you go, oh, I've released something. When people say, oh, my album's dropped, you think, I've never heard of you. Yeah. Like, I wasn't waiting. Do you know what I mean? It's like, come along and someone you stop at the car and someone does your windscreen for you and hands out a tenner and again out money for a tenner. You go, didn't ask you to do that. And when people put work out, I think people will tend to, and I do the same, thinking that people will be watching. Actually, they're on with their life. People don't know what it is. If you people end up watching, it's fantastic. Thank you for watching it. But it's actually, we're talking like we've got an audience.
Yeah,
but it might just be. It's actually just us sitting in the room.
Two guys talking. Yeah, we might have not. Like, it's like we're just sitting there. We haven't pressed record or anything. It's like just two guys having a chat. You know.
Yeah, and you automatically think you've got an audience, which is really kind of like the reverse of Truman Show.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking you're in a world and no one's watching, you're actually thinking you're in a world.
Everyone's watching,
but no one is.
One guy out there going, "Good job, lads." So,
I really enjoyed that. Yeah, got me through my poo. That did. Got me.
Is that a slight tangent there?
A little bit. Spending time with people who bring you down. Been there. That was very American.
And then we turn to camera and go, yes.
Yeah. Over the past few years, I'm reading this, by the way, it's not me. Over the past few years, I'm surrounding myself with only people I really enjoy being around. This wasn't always the case. When starting out my entrepreneurial career, I surrounded myself with people who would make me money. This was the wrong approach to life. I hate myself I hate myself each and every day. That's a bit strong. I hate myself each and every day. I wouldn't hate myself just because I was surrounded by dickheads.
Unless they put that impression on you.
Yeah, just stop doing it. I dreaded not living up to their expectations. Well, then again, that's what we should have read the whole thing through. This would always bring me down. So make sure you surround yourself. This is quite obvious. Anyone watching this, and you've the same. None of this is new, but it's surrounding yourself with good people, like-minded people that aren't going to pick you apart every 5 minutes. That's really important. Really important.
That's a tough one though for businesses, and I'll reference film as I always do. Sorry about that, audience member.
John, sorry about it, John. How we go on?
Yeah, where you're expected to put something out, and for those people to critique you.
Yes,
and it's straight away. It's like, well, you could have done that better. You could have done this better. It's not like, great job.
Yeah,
you're expected.
I enjoyed that
to be which is great. But you've got to get a balance of.
You've also got thick skin.
Yeah,
people are like Richard Grannon said to this. He said to me, social media has got people into the habit of opinionating. We've all got an opinion, but it's not just having an opinion in your head. I don't like her curtains, are horrible. You go around and tell her.
Yeah,
it's like knocking on someone's door and going, I don't like your curtains. Can you just take them down out the window? Instead of actually, it's a bizarre world. Everyone seems to have. I don't actually put many opinions online anymore at all. I don't think I ever did. I like making stuff, but I don't actually join in on forums, or a nightmare for it. People can argue, wind themselves right up on a forum for someone they've never met. And you think, why are you arguing with them? I can understand it logically, of course, but the feeling of needing to opinionate, so to be around people, especially when you're making film and that. So where's the balance, actually? The good question is, where's the balance between people that are actually just blowing smoke up your bum and people that are actually being far too critical? Where do you just need to find your own level of happiness?
I think you need to break it into two categories of people, for me. Where you've got this particular point, I will spend time with people outside of film that I can just have a general chinwag with. I can leave that world away, because that world is so harsh. But in terms of actually making the product, or even for a business, I like surrounding myself with people that are, I suppose the word would be, excited about what I'm doing. They haven't really got an opinion about the product. They just know that there's a product there that needs to get done, and they're very eager to make that happen. And so I kind of, because I expect that when I get to the end stage, I'm going to get these people that are going to bring me down anyway, and I'm going to ignore those people because they're trying to push down on the product. So I will use the enthusiasm through the project.
Yeah.
And they're the people that I really care about. That
Of course you do, yeah.
And I will leave it at that, and I'll separate those two entities.
So it's boundaries.
You have to, yeah.
It's boundaries again.
You have to.
Really strong boundaries of like, this is the few people that are working on it.
Yeah.
Put it out there. If anyone, I always think if anyone's watching, fantastic.
Yeah.
Like we did Richard Glennon's thing, and it's up to about 5,000 views on it. We got some people didn't like it.
You can't.
But I actually was like, oh, thank God people watching, because at least the people are watching. I don't mind, as long as it's almost like no news is bad news sometimes, because you just think, oh, I don't really mind what you think, but you do. Of course, you do a little bit, but it's the extent of which you hold on to it.
Yeah, I think the key point there is you will always have people out there that will try and bring you down, and it's just to ignore that. Like when you're making something, it doesn't have to be film, just a product or a business that you've got. Make it for yourself, and if people like it, they'll come and say, "Great job, well done," and maybe they'll go, "You might want to try this, you might want to try that," but overall, great product. Continue down that road, and just go with that.
Yeah,
that would be my main point, I think.
Number 7, doing work you don't enjoy.
Doing work you do not enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite obvious, isn't it? But some people have got to do... Although, I think there is another point to this, another layer. This is, you can do work you don't enjoy if it's paying for you to set something up later on down the line. So you'll become more enjoyable. If you've got the next... Say you want to go off and start your own, I don't know, business in anything, but you can't afford it. So the next 2 years, you know that you're going to have to save up to do that. You can spend them 2 years knowing that actually you're working on your business. You are just preempting the business because this next 2 years I'm putting money away, so that you can find enjoyment because you find purpose. So you don't enjoy your work, you feel there's no purpose to it.
I totally agree with that. I think we've all been there. We've needed a part-time job or something to allow us to live that dream. It's the dream job, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got, I always think of it again, separating into two. You've got your job, which is an everyday thing that allows you to do something that you want to do, which leads to career.
Yeah.
And I think you need to separate those two things.
Yes, I think it's a very good point. Yeah.
Even if you have a job that leads to your career or allows you to do like a part-time career, and as long as you're building to that, that's fair play.
Yeah.
That's great. But if you're literally just doing something, and again, I know a few people out there that are kind of in a job and they always moan that they hate what they're doing, and it's like, well, change it.
Yeah.
I don't mean become
quit your job and go off. You mean start changing
just start
it today.
Changing something. Just try new aspects. Try something different.
Oh, I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do, because if you don't know what you don't want to, if you know what you don't want to do, you'll probably know what you want to do.
Exactly.
I think that's a really good point. There's a difference between your job and your career. Yeah. I really, really think it's a very, very good way of putting it. Skipping your workouts, unless your workouts is skipping. Did you get that?
It's good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Just looking at the word workout and going, this is one for you.
Yeah, I like workouts, but I've been a bit slack. Although I did 3 over the weekend, but I'm meant to do one. I've got to do one tomorrow, and then Friday. But I have got slack the last 2 months. I've gone a bit soft.
Is it as much as getting fit, or is it the process of doing something like that to keep you in a mindset as well?
I think it had negative and positive effects. When I got to my fittest, I felt really good because I looked well, but also I weren't enjoying it a lot of the time because it became an obsession. So I was so frightened of not looking that good that I just carried on to look that good in vain ways, and I was like, I'm actually not enjoying this at all now. And now I'm getting a bit older, you can't keep in shape that easy. You just can't. It's been 5 years since I started working out, and the last year I've noticed that I can't stay in the shape as easy as I did a year ago. It just won't do it. And I care less, which is nice because you get older and you do care less. But skipping workouts, I think it was more routine, but also it can be detrimental in the fact that it depends on why you're doing it. If you're doing it to get that feel good, to get that sort of adrenaline going, and then that really helps with my OCD problems. It really, really does. But then it became an obsession in itself, because then I got obsessed over how bigger I was getting. And so then it actually became detrimental. So the actual mind problem was there all the way through. So it really depends what you're doing. Skipping your workouts, I mean, do you feel bad about not working out much?
Not really. Well, I am now. That's the problem. It's kind of... I do so many things that are unprocessed, and doing a workout... maybe it's a strange way of looking at it, but it will break my routine that I've got now.
Yeah. I know.
But if I did it, it might actually help get me into a mindset of, right, I'm doing a workout that day, then I need to do this and that, and it might actually
it's kind
progress.
of like, you need to see any benefit, you need to at least do 3 or 4 a week.
Okay.
I would say 4 a week. So if you ain't got the time to do 4 a week, won't bother.
Okay.
To be honest, depends what a workout means to you. Do you know what I mean? It really depends on what a workout means to me. It could be 20 sit-ups in the morning, 100 press-ups at night, or it could be an hour in the gym every day. It really depends on what it means to you. I'm no expert at working out, of course, but I know that it got obsessive with me, but I was obsessive before I even went in the gym. I went in the gym to stop being obsessive, and I just carried it over. So, that's kind of like each to their own, to be honest. I wouldn't... When we were in the pub with Richard Grannon last week, we had a Coke and stuff, and he said about he'll die in the gym, and I was thinking I'll die if I went in the gym for the rest of my life, because I just couldn't manage. I couldn't be bothered. But there's the compulsion to do so is there. So I think it works both ways, to be honest.
Let's move on to
thinking about unfortunate past events. Now, I'm terrible for this.
Yeah.
I'm probably one of the worst people I know about bringing stuff up from the past. But there's 2 reasons. One is because I'm a very linear person because of editing. So I see everything as a story.
Fair enough.
So I hark back to things because I put things in a very linear role. So part of it is some storytelling. Okay. So it's not actually pull and bring back the emotion. It's actually bringing back the circumstance to reiterate where you've got, how far away you are now from where you were. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
From the conversations we have, I don't bring it up to just bring up the past. I bring it up because look how far we've come.
True. Yeah.
How much better things are now. Like, me and Dad have known each other quite a while, and to look back on where we were to where we are now, that's why I bring it up, because it reiterates and it gives me comfort to know that I'm not there anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd go with that. I was just trying to... I think I had a reverse point, but it's just escaped me. It's gone, I'm afraid, ladies and gentlemen. It's
been stuck in the past. Bring it forward, affecting your new relationships, anything along those lines.
No, that's what I was going to say. It's kind of, if I look back, which I don't really tend to do, because I'm kind of living in the present so much, it's helter skelter. But if I do look back again, I think that's what you just said. Really, it's I look at that and go, I'm so much stronger now. Even if that was at a very embarrassing moment. They're the things that seem to stick in people's heads for some reason. It's a really embarrassing moment that made you red at the time, and it always somehow gets clogged in the system and it won't go away.
It's a spike.
Yeah,
some sort of spike, emotional spike. Yeah.
But yeah, they always pop up, and I'm like, well, that was me then. And yeah, I may have done something silly or stupid, but I've grown now. And I look back at that and go, that's old version. It's like you're shedding a layer of your skin and you just move forward.
And I always think like the intent was never bad for people like us. I do silly stuff all the time, but my intent was never to upset anyone or hurt anyone, and that was my biggest fear, is upsetting people. So when you look back, you kind of go, you have sort of coping mechanisms, don't you? Yeah.
I think the answer to that is, for anyone that out there, is just like, don't do it.
Yeah, and if you do, just put it in perspective of where you are to now.
Yeah.
Coping mechanisms, and realise your intent at the time. Well, you only can work with what you knew at the time. Yeah. And the very last one, struggling to say no to people. Now this is not as hard as it used to be.
Yeah,
for me. Agree with nowhere near as hard as it used to be.
We're getting older and experienced with the world.
But that will take up a lot of your time. And I don't none of us need to tell you this, John. John who's watching this. If you don't want to flush the loo, John, don't flush it. It's your loo. Yeah. You've got to deal with it in the end, though. Yeah. Just remember that. Another good parable. Don't know what parable means. But yeah. Struggling to say no to people. I think are you better at that now than you used to be?
Hell yeah. I always used to say yes.
Yeah.
It was like, again, it's about trying to please everyone, make everyone happy. It was like, I can somehow fix the world by doing this. It's like, no, you're just going to destroy yourself, and then you're not going to help anyone anyway.
Yeah, and then you're going to just end up sort of like confused. And do you find out when you were saying yes to people that didn't really add anything to your life, you ended up saying no to the people you actually cared about?
Yeah, it became a kind of immediate self-gratification kind of scenario. You'd say yes and they'd go, oh, you're the best person in the world, you're great. And then after a while it'd be like, yeah, nobody really cares.
No one really cares. No.
Yeah.
No, and people don't remember. Yeah. Like, I'm pretty good at remembering people who've been good to me, because I try and hark back to that. That's kind of one of my, I do think, much better traits. Like, someone works with me and treats me really nicely over and above, I'll always try and bring them into something later on, because I think when you don't get that kind of allegiance very much in your life, you should take care of that. That's very important, and surround yourself with people like that. The more people you can surround yourself that were with you and helped you when you were really cocking up or you were really down, bring them on when you're doing well, because Christ, the best people you can have around you when if something goes wrong, or I mean, it does make sense. They were there when it was shit. You might as well have them there when it was good. And it does make sense, doesn't it? So I'm pretty good at that. But saying no to people, I'm getting better at, still working on.
You have to at some point, and it doesn't have to be a complete negative. It's like, no, I can't do that right now, or no, but I may be able to help you with somebody else may be able to help you out with the referencing. It doesn't have to be you put it all on you for some reason. It's like, well, there are other people that can help with different scenarios. I'd love to say yes, but I can't right now. So I will give you another route to go down. You're not going to leave it at the doorstep of that person and think, oh, if I don't say yes, they're not gonna get it done, or whatever it is,
And if they do act weird, and I've had a few people act weird, they're not mentally very well. They should not be relying on you for a yes to solve their problem. If they do act badly, then do you really want that person in your life? Because they're probably not very nice people. So guys, this has been Covert Coach. It's been quite good, isn't it? That whole scrolly thing worked quite well.
I like that. I enjoyed that one. Hopefully you found something useful.
Hopefully you got something out of it, John.
One person.
Flush the toilet now, John. You don't have to if you don't want to. But so guys, we are Success4 Global on all social media. So that's Instagram, Facebook and Twitter at Success4 Global. Go to the website success4.com and check out all the articles from coaches and entrepreneurs and self-developers there. It's all free. So there's articles on there, there's free podcasts on there, there's videos on there. It's all for free. And if you're a coach and you want to get involved with what we're doing, info@success4.com, and let us know, and we can work with you there. Everything on the website, all the promotion is free. We only charge for the video production. So if you want to come into this studio and use this studio, you're more than welcome. And also we've got a pro podcast studio there, which we'll use as well. We're going to start a radio station early next year, so there's loads of exciting content to be made.
Much going on.
It's an amazing stuff. This place, we're in the middle of Norwich, straight out the train station. You can come here and use all this kit, and also you get all the promotion to all of our people that have been following us as well. So it's a great facility to have. It's really unique, really innovative, and something we're very, very proud of. So guys, and last but not least, we've got Mindshift magazine coming out the last day of each month. So subscribe for free on success4.com and get that for free straight into your inbox, which sounds painful, but it's not. I assure you,
it's pleasant. Actually.
Yeah, you'd rather it in your inbox than your sent box.
Yeah.
Sounds weird.